Hi, everybody. It is Stephanie, founder of Host Agency Reviews, and you are tuning in to the Friday 15, which is every Friday at 12 p.m. Central Time. We go ahead and answer your industry questions. And you can go to hostagencyreviews.com/Friday15 to submit your industry questions, or you can sign up for e-reminders, which means that if you want to get ahead of time a notice on what the Friday 15 topics are going to be this week, and or if we have any co-hosts on there, because some of those are really fun, sign up for the e-reminders. We can send you an email or we can send you a text message or both, whichever you'd like. So again, that's at hostagencyreviews.com/Friday15. So let's get into our questions for today because we've got some good ones. So first one comes in from Shonda. And Shonda is asking, is there a list of host agencies who offer ASTA membership? I haven't found one in my research, or is it worth it to just get it myself? I'm prepared to do whatever I need to do to be my best. If I do it myself, should I wait until I have my LLC? So a couple things on this. Let's answer the LLC question first, because that's pretty cut and dry. You don't need to wait until you get your LLC. That's totally fine. If you sign up with your name, or if you change the name of your agency, you can just let ASTA membership know, and they can change it out on your profile. So not a big deal. Don't let that hold you back. Those that aren't familiar with ASTA and are wondering what we're talking about, that's the American Society of Travel Advisors. Essentially, they are our voice on Capitol Hill. So they go through all the proposed legislation and the legislation that gets passed and make sure that anything that's going to affect travel agencies, they go through. So they've done a lot of things with different states, and they're doing it like on the federal level, but they're also doing it stateside. So that means like here in Minnesota, like a while ago, they were trying to pass something that taxed travel agencies. Can't remember exactly what it was about, but I ended up having to go and testify in front of, actually, I'm not a very political person, so I don't even know where I was. I was at the Capitol, but if you ask me who I was talking to, I have no idea. ASTA gave me these things to read, and I just read off what they told me to. So great organization, though, and really important for everyone to join. So I'm excited to see, Shonda, that you are getting started early in on that. Now, as far as a list of host agencies that include ASTA membership. So there are very few and far between. I think there's only maybe one or two that have ASTA membership included. But what I can do is in their roadmap to becoming a travel advisor course, I know they have a host agency directory in there. So let me just pull that up really quick. So I go to asta.org/become and okay. So if you're listening in or if you're watching, you know that I just got a 404 when I typed in asta.org/become. So I'm going to do a quick aside here, but this is actually valuable business information for everybody. So ASTA, if you know, maybe like a month ago, they redid their site, and I was super excited on one of the Friday 15s because it'd been maybe 15 years since it had been redone, so it needed some refreshing. Their new site is beautiful, but this is a really big error people make when they move to a new site that is critical. When I moved from our old host agency review site to our new one, this was something that I was total type A about because I depend on a living for my site. So it's really important that the SEO stay really strong. So what happened here is ASTA, they didn't redirect. They changed their URL structure, meaning the URL that you go to is no longer the same. So asta.org/become used to take you to their landing page for their roadmap to becoming a travel advisor course. But now we're getting a 404. This is obviously very problematic because the user experience is terrible. I don't know where to go from here. But what you want to do is if you are redoing a site, be very careful because a lot of people, ASTA's had 15 years of people linking to asta.org/become. Now, all of those links go nowhere and give no information to someone. So it hurts your SEO. Users can't find what they're looking for. So what you should do is put in a redirect. And there's a lot of programs, whoever your developer is should know how to do redirects. So all of your pages that you have on your site should redirect to something else if their URL has changed. But because we're not able to look at ASTA's roadmap to becoming a travel advisor course, I'll tell you what I'll do. I will put in the show notes a link to I'll list all of the host agencies that are members of ASTA. And a lot of them will have discounts for their members to join ASTA. So the other thing you can do is on the profiles on host agency reviews, there's an area for questions. So if it's a host agency you're interested in. So here we're on KHM's profile. If we go into the question and answer tab on here, you can ask the question like, do you provide ASTA membership, or do we get a discount with it? And you can put it on a bunch of host agency profiles and they can get back to you. So that's another way of going about it. And I think that answered all of, let's see, Shonda's questions. It may be worth it to get it yourself, but I will tell everybody, if you are okay being patient until the end of January, we are having Host Week coming up, which if you haven't attended Host Week, make sure you do. I'll put the link into it. It's a week-long celebration. We interview host agencies, consortias. We have educational opportunities. It's all free. It's the last week in January every year. And everybody usually gives specials. So I know last year, I think TPI gave a free ASTA membership if you joined on with them during Host Week or through a certain amount of time after Host Week. And let's see. So if I go on the site and you're looking for, we're looking for Host Week specials. So up in the search bar, if we type in Host Week specials, that will pull up our Host Week deals article. So you'll be able to see in here, even ASTA actually had a Host Week special last year, and I'm sure they will this year. There's this 50% off your ASTA membership. So if you can't find it with your host, wait until Host Week. And if you want to sign up and register for Host Week, you can go to, you can go to our events calendar, which, by the way, we just had a whole bunch of new events added. So there's probably about 70 events in here, travel events. It's the events calendar to go to. But if you want to sign up and register to make sure you get all the information, and again, it's free, just go to our event calendar and it's under the featured events, and you can go ahead and click register now. So great question, Shonda. That brought up a whole bunch of stuff I didn't expect. But while we're talking about Host Week, before we get to our next question, we are doing a call for speakers. So if you think that you might have a good educational session you'd like to share with advisors, it's not promotional, but if you have a topic you feel you want to educate travel advisors about that would be really helpful, definitely let us know. You can go to hostagencyreviews.com/speakers with an S and fill out the form there. Pass it along to friends as well. So let's get into our next question. What do we got here? All right. So this one's from Lauren, and Lauren says, I saw you share that you did a workshop on creating a rockin' job post to attract great people. Is that a resource on HAR? Is that info something I can buy from you? Suddenly, I find myself needing to hire more people and need the right fit. So any advice would be helpful before I jump in. Great question, Lauren. So Lauren's talking about a few weeks ago, I did MAST, which is one of the consortiums out there. I did a workshop for them on hiring and how to write a great job description to attract the right talent. So Lauren, that isn't something that's on HAR right now. I'm actually toying with putting it, I think I might do it as a educational session for Host Week. So another reason to sign up for Host Week, we'll be having like there's a workbook that goes along with it, and we'll do a session so that people can, if you set aside an hour and a half of time to write a really great job description and think about what you want and what makes your company unique, who you want to attract to your company, that's something that's going to pay off for dividends for years, because you can use the same job description and it really helps attract the right talent. So the other place, if you are hiring, let's see, let me go back. We do have a jobs board. So if you're looking for a job too, but under resources, under travel jobs, you can see there's a whole bunch of jobs in here. There's probably 30 or something. So post your job up here too whenever it's ready. That gets about like 4,000 views a month. So and they're all people that are in the travel industry. So great question, Lauren. Let's move into our last one. This one comes from Rachel. So Rachel's asking, while researching various host groups, I noticed a few offers to active duty military and veterans. I've not seen that referenced on any profiles on your site or other host agency listing sites. There may be a reason why your site does not list that, or it may be that is simply has not been thought of. So just a thought, but as a veteran, knowing that a company offers discounts to veterans is always interesting information and maybe something to consider listing on the profiles. Hope you have a marvelous weekend, and thank you again for all the amazing info and resources on your site. Well, Rachel, thank you for your service, because I know that that is not easy. You give up a lot, and there's a lot of mental weight sometimes that comes with that. So thank you for your service. And that's a great suggestion. And we actually just implemented that. So I'm going to show everyone where that is. Oh, I'm already on here. All right. So if you go to a profile on here on the site, any profile, actually, you know what? I know Cruise Planners offers this. So I'm going to show you real quick. All right. So there is an area now on profiles that will show you if there's any discounts for military or veterans. So underneath in the metadata, underneath pricing and commissions, you can see right here, it'll say military and veteran discounts, and there'll be a check or a red X if there aren't any, a green check if there is. So hopefully that'll help you out, Rachel. And that was a great suggestion. So thank you for bringing that to attention. We're really happy to have been able to launch that. And let's see, anything else to add? All right. So that was our last thing. I do want to say this week I've been busy doing a podcast interview with Erica Carr from Book It Box Travel. This will be coming out in the next 2 weeks. So look for it in the podcast feed or on our YouTube channel. But it's a really cool business model where she sends a box with complimentary things that go along with whatever their trip is. She has a lot of really neat and unique things she does with her business. She started in 2019, right before the pandemic, went through the pandemic. Now she's at $2.1 million in sales. It's a really unique business idea. You can learn a lot from it. So keep an eye out for that. And with that, I think it's time to kick off the weekend. So thank you for joining me, everyone. And we will see you next week at 12 p.m. Central Time.